permission. The highlight of Rosh Hashanah is Akedat Yitzchak. Hashem tells us, says the Gemara, Imul Lefanei Malchuyot, say I'm a king. 10 times, 10 psukim on Musaf, we say Hashem is the king. Imul Lefanei Zichronot, say I should remember you. We say 10 sentences about Hashem remembrance. Imul Lefanei Shofarot, say 10 sentences about shofar. And Yalez Zichochem Lefanai, I remember you, Uvamei B'Shofar. So the highlight of Rosh Hashanah, of course, is shofar, but comes together with Akedat Yitzchak. It's very nice to say Akedat Yitzchak, but the first question is not Akedat Yitzchak, it's Akedat Abraham, not to do with Yitzchak. The power is, of course, Yitzchak could have resisted. Yitzchak could have said, I don't want. But the main thing is Abraham. As we say in Tefillah, it was a test for Abraham. Hashem told Abraham, I am testing you. Hashem didn't come to Yitzchak and tell Yitzchak, I'm testing you. I'm testing Abraham. So you should not say, Hashem, remember Yitzchak, remember Akedat. It's not Akedat Yitzchak, it's Akedat Abraham. The mercy that Abraham had on Yitzchak and was able, so-called, to take a knife to be ready to slaughter him. That's the power. It's not that Yitzchak was tied up on the altar. Yitzchak listened to his father. Yitzchak was a Navi, maybe. At the time, he knew that Hashem told Avraham Avinu. Maybe not. Excuse me, the question. Clearly, the credit should go to Avraham, not Akedat Yitzchak. And the question is, with all the respect, how many times you want to cash it? The last few thousand years, every Rosh Hashanah, Hashem, Akedat Yitzchak. Hashem, I know already, I know Akedat Yitzchak. I know already Akedat Yitzchak. Why are you telling me this? And how could you say, you said last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you can't use the same credit card. You need to have a new credit card. Akedat Yitzchak. It's true that our grandfather, Abraham Avinu, our father, Yitzchak, okay, fine. But you cannot go back thousands of years. Besides that, you cannot cash it and say it again. You can say, no, Avraham Avinu did. You're not Avraham Avinu. Excuse me, you're not Avraham Avinu. If you would have done what Avraham Avinu did, maybe you can tell me I should remember Yitzchak. What do you have to do with this? What do you have to do with Avraham Avinu because he's a great-grandfather thousands of years ago? Because you tell Shana to Hashem, remember Avraham Avinu. What has to do with you? You're not Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu gave his life. He was thrown into a fire. He passed tests. The Gemara says he ran in front of Hashem like a horse all his life. He was pure, he was holy, he was all the things that you want to say about the person Avraham Avinu was. But you're not. So it's a backfire. It said, you're not Avraham Avinu, so why are you saying Avraham Avinu? They said they brought the guy in front of a judge. And his lawyer asked, it's a true story. He said, Judge, you know who was his grandfather? And the judge said, who? And the lawyer said, and this grandson is a criminal? Better don't tell me his grandfather was. If you tell me his grandfather was a criminal, then I can say, okay, it's in the family thing. It's a family tree. Okay, it's not his fault. His father is a criminal, his grandfather is a criminal. Okay, so maybe the judge will have some mercy. But just not mercy if the criminal says, my grandfather was a holy man, so how come we not the grandfather? You can't say anything about Avraham. You can't say about Yitzchak. You can't say it. It is just a backfire. You don't get anything. Okay. Come the Torah, Avraham, listen. Take your son, bring him to me on one of the mountains as Olah, as a korban. Right? Avraham comes with an altar and takes the knife. He wants to kill Yitzchak. Angel calls him, don't do it. Hashem said, don't do it. Says the Gemara, after the whole episode, Rabbi said to Hashem, excuse me, I want to do it. You told me to do it. Gemara says, Hashem told him, I never told you this. You didn't tell me? No. This is a game? She said, no, I only told you to put Yitzchak on an altar. Really? Literally, that's what it means. Hashem made a joke out of Avraham Avinu. Hashem could have said, listen, Avraham, you were tested, you passed the test, you're ready to slaughter him. I told him, don't slaughter, fine. Hashem just denied the whole thing. Hashem just saying, I never told you to slaughter him. I only told you to put him on the altar. Is that for real? Why did I put him on the altar? Excuse me. I don't understand you. What's the purpose to put somebody on the altar if not to be slaughtered? Why did the dragmas came all the way from Hebron, all the way to Yerushalayim, Hebron, Yerushalayim, and I came and built an altar, and I put my son away, and then he told me, I never told you to slaughter him. He never told you to slaughter him. He told me, Aleu Sham Le'olah. What does it mean, Hashem? What does it mean? Gemara, Gemara. Major problem with Akedat Yitzchak. How powerful Akedat Yitzchak so-called was. How come? And Nabi tells us the king of Moab, his name was Mesha. In the time of Tamigdash, he asked his advisors, what's the power of the Jewish people? The advisors told him what was they had a grandfather Abraham, and he was commanded by Hashem to take his son to slaughter him, and he took his son. So the king asked the advisors, did he do it? They said, no, I didn't do it. He didn't do it. An angel came from Hashem and told him to do it. He said, this is why Hashem loves Am Israel? Yeah. And Nabi said in the text in the Nabi, his name Mesha Melech Moab, said, that's what it is. I want to show you something. He took his own son and slaughtered him to Hashem. In Shamayim, the Gemara says, in Shamayim was a demonstration. How much that shook the skies. When the guy actually, that's what he did. He sacrificed his own son to Hashem. The Gemara says on that episode, Lo al Talibi, sorry, I never had in mind Avraham should slaughter Yitzchak. You have in mind? Was this a joke? Is it a joke? Hashem to Yitzchak every Rosh Hashana. Hashem, please, Yitzchak. The whole thing is a fake. It's fiction. Hashem never meant it. So what's the whole idea? Well, really, it was a test. But the same test of Avinu, it wasn't doing a test. The whole thing was a joke. It wasn't a joke. It's not a joke. This week's Parashah is a sentence Bari says, this is the highlight of Elul. You come say Selichot every day for 30 days, 40 days, comes from a sentence of this week's Parashah. It's a hope and desire for Mashiach in this week's Parashah. Says the Rambam, of course, we got hinted from Bilam about Mashiach, but this week's Parashah, Parashat Nitzavim, always a week before Rosh Hashanah must be, says the Gemara, talks about Mashiach. Says the Rambam, where does it say Mashiach? Does it say Mashiach? The Rambam, it says, and one day Hashem is going to collect us from all over the world. It's impossible until Mashiach comes. This parasha is the highlight of Mashiach. Of course, it means Rosh Hashanah is the day that the possibility of Mashiach, in a way, is higher than all the other days of the year, maybe besides Pesach and Shavuot, maybe equal. But the Gemara says that when the Satan hears the shofar, he thinks Mashiach is here. And he's already 5,000 years around here. More, yeah. And every year when he hears the shofar, he thinks Mashiach is coming. The shofar so-called does something, we don't know yet what it means, what it does. But it does shake the Satan, the prosecutor. It is Mashiach is here. That's the power of Rosh Hashanah, you should know. It's not Rosh Hashanah Yom Adin. Hashem judges to see if he can bring Mashiach. That's the secret of Rosh Hashanah. Hashem is doing an accounting on Rosh Hashanah to see if we have the privilege to have Mashiach, if we entitled to have him. That's the secret of Rosh Hashanah. It's not Hashem, it's a court because Hashem wants to put you in jail. Eventually, if somebody doesn't behave, Hashem says, okay, the file is in a negative column, you got to pay the bill. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to bring Mashiach. That's what the Gemara says. And that's why Satan is so afraid. The person is so afraid of the Gemara says the Gemara, when he hears this prophet, he says, Mashiach come for sure. Mashiach come for sure. Again, in this week's Parsha, must be read a week Shabbat before Rosh Hashanah. That's what it is. And you should know what is the task, what is really you should look forward to Rosh Hashanah, you should look forward for Mashiach. Comes down again and says, I want to tell you something. The job. How to bring Mashiach in this Parsha. And we have to remember, it's a scary thing. The Zohar says a statement, and we need one at Knesset. One, you're going to make a synagogue. We'll do the job right, Mashiach comes. You don't need everybody. You need one. One Kenisa, says the Zohar. One, but Knesset will do the job right, Mashiach comes. So you ask, how can Mashiach come? People means nothing. One, but Knesset. One. Can you imagine? Mashiach is not here because never, ever, the Zohar says, was one complete but Knesset that did the job right. Scary thing. The person has to take a blame on himself. Maybe he is the fault of Mashiach not coming. That's what Rambam writes in his commentary. He says, okay, what's the job on Elul? What's the job? In this parasha, it says, when the Torah talks about Mashiach, the Torah says, you know what's going to happen? Hashem is going to brit milah on your hearts, on two hearts. And your children's hearts, Mashiach will come. This sentence reads in Hebrew, Umal Hashem Elokecha, Hashem will do brit milah. Et levavcha, et the first letter is Aleph, levavcha, first letter is Lamed, vet, the first letter is Vav, levav, the hearts of Zarecha, makes Elul. He says, you should know, Elul is not a joke. Slichot is not a joke. But you should know, the power of Slichot, the power is, Hashem is brit milah on your two hearts, levavcha. Says the Gemara, every time it says levavcha means two. Because if it's one, it says libcha, one. Says the Gemara, why it's two? I have only one heart, Baruch Hashem. Why do you have two hearts? It doesn't talk about your heart. It talks about what you have inside your heart. Excuse me. What do I have inside my heart? You have two entities. Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Hara. The Gemara, Yetzer Tov, they sit on the valve of the heart. And it's amazing. All the Gdolei Ador never had bypass operation, put a stand, all these things. Abraham Kanievsky was alive. It's time to come to Gan Eden. He just said, bye, fell down dead. The chief, a few months ago, Rabbi Aderet was writing in ICU. The next lecture he's giving. While he's writing the lecture, he's a shaman. Never had a heart attack, never had a bypass, nothing. The secret of the heart. The secret of the heart is you have Yetzer Tov, Yetzer Hara. You have the bad part and the good part inside the heart. That's called levavcha. That's the Gemara. Every time I say the Torah, levavecha means two. What two? Not two hearts, two entities in your heart. Says the Torah, says the Ari. You know the job on Elul? I'll tell you. Umal Hashem Elokecha, Hashem will do brit milah, et levavcha, on your hearts. What? Brit milah, huh? What does it mean exactly? What does it mean? I don't understand. I never heard it in my life. But this is the condition of Mashiach. This is the condition. Okay, what do you say? My hearts? Yeah, two. Which one is two? So one is called Yetzer Tov, so called the good energy. Yetzer Tov, what we call. One is called Yetzer Hara. Okay. Hashem is going to make Brit Milah on your what? On my bad part? Okay, I understand. But on my good part? What's wrong with my good part? But why Hashem making an operation on my good part? So Hashem said, Hashem will do operation. We don't know what it means yet, but let's assume it means Hashem will do it. Okay, I don't know what it means. Okay, but on what? On the bad part of our heart. This is Yetzer Hara. Okay, fine. Understand? Gemara said, if Mashiach will come, Hashem will slaughter Yetzer Hara. Okay, fine. Here comes the Torah, and it says Hashem is going to do Milah on two. Who is the two? One Yetzer Tov, one Yetzer Hara. On Yetzer Hara Tov. What do you want from me, Hashem? It's good, Baruch Hashem. I have good energy in my heart. Leave him alone. No. Elul means operation on your heart. You should know the secret of Rosh Hashanah. You're having an operation on Elul. You're having an operation on your heart. The end of the operation will be Rosh Hashanah. The operation is going to be successful if Hashem will, at the end of the day, Rosh Hashanah, Hashem made the operation on you and got rid of Yetzer Hara and Yetzer Hatov. Yetzer Hatov. What's wrong with him? This is the energy they told me to do, all the mitzvot. No, Hashem take it away. What? How? What happened? What's in the text? This is not something, illusion. This is a job, Ari says. This is a job. So Rabbi says like this. The explanation of this sentence, it says in the text, Hashem actually will take away your Yetzer Tov and Yetzer Hara on Elul. You don't want Yetzer Tov either. You don't want the good energy. You don't want. What do you want? I want a new Yetzer Tov. So Hashem in Chodesh Elul. The job is of Selichot is to ask Hashem that. Hashem, sorry. And that's sorry. I hope Hashem you accept my apology to you, my confession to you. As a result for you to accept it, I would like you to take away my Yetzer Hara, my Yetzer Tov, both. Levavcha. Insert inside me only Yetzer Tov, that I should only have desire to do what you want and to love you completely with no condition. That's the job. And that's how it goes. When you go back, you understand what it means. Says the Gemara like this. Hashem took Yitzchak, tied him, put him on the altar, on top of the wood, ready to be slaughtered. Abraham took the knife. When Yitzchak saw the knife, he had a heart attack. Not a stroke, a heart attack. At that moment, he had a heart attack. His neshama flew away, and Hashem inserted inside Yitzchak new neshama. Yitzchak was on Yom Kippur, and this is the secret of Akedat Yitzchak. It was not Abraham trying to kill Yitzchak, to slaughter Yitzchak. No. That's what Akedat Yitzchak, you should know something happened to Yitzchak. And that's how it goes. Hashem told Abraham, listen, I'm testing you now, I want you to pass the test. And Hashem told him up front, this is a test. The explanation, everybody says, you know what? Hashem said, okay. The Gemara says, no. Hashem told Abraham, listen, you better pass this test. If you don't pass this test, all the other tests, the 9 that you had before, is worthless. It's not true. Of course, Yitzchak is on the surface is a bigger test, of course. But you can't say, I have nothing. The Gemara says, listen, if you don't pass this test, all the 9 tests that you had before, listen, Hashem, I threw myself into a fire for you. Hashem, I left my country, I came to Israel. Hashem, they took Sarah. Hashem, Hashem, worthless. Well, it's impossible worthless. Hashem is God of mercy. Hashem won't talk to a person like this. Listen, you got 10 tests, and the score is 0 if you don't pass this test. I understand. Maybe it has more points. Okay, fine. But you can't tell me, all my life, I'm 137 now. You can't tell me all my life is wasted. What do you mean, Hashem? What's the secret? The Gemara says, that's the secret of our life. Yitzchak was born with damage in his neshama. Says as well, a person that comes down is to know his neshama was made from two parts, from his father and his mother. And the emunah that the people have in Hashem brings in neshama. If you don't believe in Hashem, a person might have only half of a neshama, maybe sometimes not even half a neshama, maybe just have a temporary battery inside. People wonder, somebody died, heart attack, he died. I was healthy, happy, exercise all day, never had in his life meat, no sugar, no salt, or drop dead, drop dead. What happened? Well, he says, it means his neshama was not complete. Like you're going to drive your car with 2 cylinders. What are you going to get? It's a motorcycle, maybe. Not a car. Your neshama has, if you may say, 2 engines. One from your father, one from your mother. If they don't have the right kavanah, now of course you're going to say, he got sick, he had a sickness, he had an accident, the whole thing is sheker. The reason why the person might have died is because he doesn't have a complete engine inside himself. He's only half an engine. So based on the Zohar says it. Zohar says, the Torah tells you that Sarah did not believe she's going to have a son. Adoni Zaken. Even the 3 angels came to the house, Sarah said, Avraham is too old, I have a baby. Says the Zohar, Yitzchak was born with half an engine. Soon he'll have a heart attack. If Yitzchak would have not have had Akedat Yitzchak, would have died anyway. Because the heart doesn't work. Put stand inside. The whole thing is sheker. Your problem is the heart. Your neshama is in the heart. And if your neshama is not completed, it means it's a damage in your heart. You can go a few years, but eventually he died. You know when I died? Well, it was the cholesterol, sheker. Main thing is he had a damage in his heart. That's why Rav Kanevsky never had a heart attack. Rav Shteman never had a heart attack. Rav Schachter never had a heart attack. Rav Nish never had a heart attack. Rav Yitzchak never had a heart attack. Rav Ovadia didn't have a heart attack. Rav Basai didn't have a heart attack. The whole thing is sheker. The whole thing is sheker. If to know the truth, time to go, Hashem takes it. You don't have to be connected to machines. You don't have to be in the hospital. But you should know sometimes a person dies is because the engine that he has is damaged. It's called in America a lemon. A lemon. You have a lemon inside you. You don't know. It has to do with your parents. You do with your parents. Babies died. This dies. What happened? People give lectures. But this guy, he died. He died because he doesn't have a good engine. That's all. Why doesn't have a good engine? Because there's no emunah in Hashem 100%. Emunah in Hashem doesn't mean I believe in Hashem. It means to keep all the mitzvot precisely, and the name of God, and the Torah is your task, and you're not interested in any other nonsense. In America it's called nonsense. That is when you get a full heart. It says the Zohar, Mechila, Sarah Imenu, forgive us, because of you. Yitzchak has a problem with an engine. Can't fix it. You have to rebuild the engine. Says the Zohar, I'll tell you what happened. The whole Akedat Yitzchak is a fiction. Hashem is making Yitzchak a new neshama, that's all. By Avraham Avinu's effort to show how much he believes in Hashem, and Yitzchak is ready to be slaughtered, so what's going to happen is Yitzchak will see the knife and have a heart attack. So the damaged engine that he has will fly away, and Hashem will insert himself a new engine. This is Akedat Yitzchak. It's Hashem told Abraham, I never told you to slaughter. What do you mean never told me? What does that mean? It's a joke? No. I told you to put Yitzchak. What does it mean to put him? I put him because I wanted to, it was an operation room. Yitzchak was lying in an operation room. I wanted Yitzchak to get rid of his neshama, and I will insert a new one. I cannot insert a new one unless the old one will come. The old one is not good. So it's a rebuild. I'm going to give him a new one. That's the secret of Akedah Yitzchak. As the Gemara says on Rosh Hashanah, you have to have this in mind. It's not, Gemara says, think about it, you are tied up. Who you lying to, you tied up. She said, listen, say that I'm your king, okay. And say that I should remember you, okay. And blow the shofar, okay. And I'll consider that you tied up with me. And I'll remember Akedah Yitzchak. What? Hashem remembers. No. It means something else. It means Hashem says, I remember what I did to Yitzchak, that I changed his neshama. I put a better neshama inside him. That, the Gemara says, it's going to happen in Rosh Hashanah to us. Rosh Hashanah, Hashem is going to take the good and the bad part of our heart. And He's going to insert a new one. That's the power of Akedah Yitzchak. And that's the Gemara says, the person of Rosh Hashanah is to think he's on the altar. Not to be slaughtered. You're not going to be slaughtered. Hashem doesn't want Abraham to slaughter. Hashem is more mercy than Abraham on his son. The Gemara says Hashem has more mercy on us than the Father has mercy on his son. That's how much Hashem loves us. This is just a trick to make sure Yitzchak is ready to lie down on the table in the operation room. And that's Hashem told him, I never told you to slaughter. I just wanted to make sure that I can do the operation. And that operation is being done for us with the shofar. Actually, the Gemara says, when Moshe went up to Shemayim to ask HaKadosh to give us forgiveness for the golden calf, he told them, Israel, you blow the shofar every day while I'm in Shemayim. Why? It's a situation to do the shofar. No. The purpose of the shofar is something else, says Ari, is to get inside your hearts and to shake your hearts. And the two entities that you have in your heart will fly away in order to make room for the new entity. That's the holiest of the holiest piece of the Shema will insert inside your heart, and then Mashiach. That's the whole purpose. And that's actually what the Gemara says. Avraham took the sheep had two horns. Avraham slaughtered the sheep and burned everything. So called, if we say, Hashem took the two horns. Two shofarot. One of the horn, the left side, Hashem blew on Har Sinai. And says the Gemara, no, why did Hashem blow on Har Sinai? Shofar? This is the text. The secret, says Ari, is when we got to Har Sinai, everybody died. It's very interesting. Hashem said 10 commandments, everybody died. What? What's the point? We said Na'aseh v'nishma. Why did we die? Well, we heard Hashem. The Gemara says when Hashem met Moshe went the first time, Hashem spoke to Moshe. In order for Moshe not to be scared, Hashem spoke to Moshe in his father's voice. Says the Gemara that Moshe said, yeah, Abba. Hashem said, I'm not your Abba. I'm really your Abba, but I'm not the Abba that you think. Your Abba is dead in Egypt. I'm talking to you in your father's voice, you should not get scared of me. Hashem could have did the same thing on Har Sinai. We heard Hashem say 10 commandments, we died. You know why? Because when we died, we gave back the two hearts that we have. And Hashem did insert a new one. How? With the shofar. Why? Because the shofar comes from the sheep Avinu sacrificed instead of Yitzchak. And the purpose of it is to insert a new neshama. And as Hashem took this shofar, he blows it. He blows it to do what? He'll tell you, listen, that's the purpose. I blew it once on Har Sinai in order for you to give you a new neshama, but you didn't behave later on. You start to complain. Okay. Every Rosh Hashanah you have a new chance for Akedah Yitzchak. What does it mean? I don't want the two hearts. I don't want it Yetzer Tov. I said, what's wrong with Yetzer Tov? It's good. No. The Gemara says, since Yetzer Tov dwelled next to Yetzer Hara in your heart all the time, he is very weak. He has no power. The Gemara says you should know Yetzirah is so strong, only Torah can help. Yetzirah Tov cannot fight him. Yetzirah Tov is very weak compared to him. So the desire and the drive that we have is not enough. We have to have a drive that we want to serve Hashem, we want to love Him without stopping. You cannot do it. This engine doesn't work so well. And therefore Hashem, says Rabbi Aderet, Hashem is going to take this engine, because even though it's a good engine, but it doesn't have a power. It doesn't sounds like an old entity. Hashem will take it away, put a new one. Put a new one, that's what it means. Hashem will do Brit Milah on your hearts. Hashem is going to take away the two entities that you have, because two of them are good. One is very bad, it's the devil part, and one Yetzirah Tov is not strong enough. And Hashem is going to do operation, and is going to insert inside us the new one by listen to the shofar. Says that's that thing is happening. That's the power of the shofar, the power of the kavanah of the shofar. That you have to feel something is shaking inside your heart. And what does it mean? You're being operated right now. If Hashem wants to insert inside you, but you have to be on that level. You have to be holy and pure, and want only Torah, want only Olam Haba, only Gan Eden. Then Hashem, okay, so then I put it. But if you're interested in other things, Hashem doesn't change it, because you invite Yetzirah to be inside you. You're talking about, I don't want him, I want Olam Haba, I want Mashiach, I want Beit HaMikdash. It's 100% a spiritual life, then the operation will be successful. But in the operation, the guy gets up from the table and says, listen, I don't want this operation. No. I need my life. I'm not ready to go to Gan Eden. I'm not ready to be in Olam Haba. When you say that's the power of Rosh Hashanah, that's the power of Selichot. Selichot means we will Hashem and we're sorry, and then what? I'm ready for the operation. I'm ready for the Brit Milah of my heart. I'm ready for you to insert the new one inside me. And that's the Gemara says that Satan, when he hears the shofar, he says, Mashiach is in. Mashiach is in? Because he heard the shofar? Yeah. Because the shofar is the operation. The operation is successful, and Bezrat Hashem will see Mashiach. Amen.
Amen.